Thank you guys for joining me today. In this video, we're gonna be making one heady ass pendant. So before we continue on making this heady pendant, we must understand and overstand the definition of heady. Google's definition of heady is having a strong or exhilarating effect, exciting, stimulating, rousing, or mind-blowing. Those are some pretty good definitions. I enjoy those definitions very much. If you want some funny definitions, please check out Urban Dictionary, because there is stuff on there I would have never thought of. This one's good. Someone down with the movement of love, funk, and good old times. Moving on, let's make a heady pendant. So I have some pieces that I have made from my last from my last videos. Some gem setting, single gem settings, and the multi-gem setting. If you'd like to catch up and start from there, check out those videos. I can link them. I also have the Aztec wrap ready to go. I also have some new stuff that I just recently learned. If you would like to learn how to do that, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you behave, I'll make a video about it. Just let me know. So I also have these coils. I was gonna put them in a ring. It did not work. As you can see, they're all bent out of shape. So we're just gonna use it in this project, and let's make something heady. Really awesome puzzle piece right here. That puzzle piece right there. How can we make that work? Some yin yang action. Now normally when I'm wire wrapping, I'm just wire wrapping. I'm not doing voiceover and commentary, so this might take me a little bit longer to produce. When I'm wire wrapping, I'm just full blown in the wire wrapping, but I want to give you guys commentary on my thought process. But it's really just simple. Like, you just puzzle piece all this stuff together. Like, just play with the positioning of every piece that you have, but it's got to be logical. And what actually really helps right now is looking at it through my camera. Like, if it was completed, what would it look like? Like, how would everything go? So this is actually really helping me right now. So let's freaking do this. So I'm gonna add some silver in here because it's gotta be heady AF. So I'm gonna tag this piece in right down there. Maybe I might have the wires go behind. See, you just gotta play. Yeah, that's better. Alright, so we're gonna do a box weave. So we'll do I guess a 2-box weave. I don't know, that's just what I heard it was called. So we're gonna tighten it around this post 3 times, but we're gonna slide it down and we're gonna wrap. We're gonna come in between over the top of the other wire, and we want to keep this shape. I need this to stay the shape that it is, so that it sits behind our heady wrap in progress. See that? It's got to stay that shape so that the design fills this gap right here and comes it'll end probably right behind this piece, and we'll go from there. So to keep this shape, watch close. Gotta gently pull, squeeze it down with our fingers, go back in between, over the top. This is where it's the 2-box weave. I'm just making that up as I go. And then back through the middle. And then over the top of the other side 2 times. Gently pulling. You don't want to pull too hard, because then you'll squeeze these two back together. So remember, we want the shape. So we'll go in between, over the top. It's a very light pull. You just want to get the shape around that post. Over the top 2 times. Gently pull so the weave's nice and tight. Go back in between, over the top of the other post 2 times. And then continue doing that till we have filled, oops, this space right here. So it's going to fill that space real nice, and just continue on, and we'll see where we go from there. Focus. So it should be looking something like that. Super heady. We'll see how it fits. Alright, so we got a little bit more to do. What we're gonna do, snip off this piece, snip off the extra, because having extra is not heady. Just what we need is heady. Freaking heady, man. Alright, it looks cool right there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bend that piece right there. I'm just gonna latch it on. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I want you guys to make quick heady pieces, because this is how I usually make all of mine. When you take what you know and you master it, it just changes everything. You know, you can do what everyone else is doing, but if you practice what works for you, then you know, you evolve your style and your technique. So that's some heady wisdom. Ooh, that looks pretty cool. Okay, so we're gonna leave this one free, because we're gonna do some crazy-ish. Take some more of these pieces that we have. Boy, this is gonna be fantastic. How does that look? That looks crazy as heck. Maybe a little too much for me in my style. Let's see. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this piece, we're gonna give it a heady swirl. So bending it back, you can see that, bending it back on itself so that it comes up front, and now it's got a new home up front. Where to go from here? Okay. Alright, so we're just gonna do the same thing again, this piece, but maybe do a different pattern. Yeah. Okay, so this is where it gets like technical. So we're taking this piece, and we have this wire here. We're gonna take this one and face it in that same direction so that we can weave the wires together. What we're gonna do, it's pretty much the same thing. We'll do 1, 2, let's do 3, slide it on down, and we are going to do over the top. We're going to go over the top gently. We want to have a little bit of space there so that the wire can slide back on through. And we're going to wrap this just twice. And then back through the middle, 1. We'll do 2. We'll do 2, 2 to 2, 2, 2, 2. So it's going to give it a nice pattern. Over the top 2. In between. Now, as you're pulling this over the top, you may notice that these are getting like closer and closer. Just spread it a little bit. Give it a little space. And then continue on. So you should have something like that. Can you see that? I can't tell. I hope you can. So now, watch your eyeballs. That almost hit me in the face. That looks pretty heady, right? Alright, so we must take into consideration of how much wire we're lacking right here. I don't have much room to work with, so I can only go up this way so much if I wanted to bring in all these wires back to the top, or I may bring it down to the bottom, and the bottom looks more favorable because there's not much material to work with, and we want to make this one clean AF. So what pattern can we do? So we're gonna do this very easy, almost stitching pattern. Try and explain this to you guys. So we have the wire, and then this piece is on the bottom. We're gonna go behind, up and over the top of that bottom wire twice. So behind, up and over twice, right? Right? Okay. And then in between these two on top twice. Yeah, that'll be alright. So behind and over the bottom twice, in between and over the top in the middle twice. Behind and over the top, behind over the middle twice. And we're just going to keep doing that pattern. Okay, so we've basically reached the end of these wires. I don't want to keep wrapping this piece right here, because if I do, really when I bend it, it's gonna come out of shape. You can do it yourself, you know, keep going all the way to the end, but you need space to tie this piece down, and this silver wire will just get in the way if you continued going. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to now just wrap this single piece the rest of the way. So give it a little bit of separation, a little bit of space. We are going to continue wrapping that middle piece. So this is looking pretty damn good so far, I think. I believe this wrap will be heady. So the master technique, the master plan is to really, whenever I make any piece of art or anything, I turn it, I look at it, if it looks good in that direction, this direction, and that direction. So you have like a flowing piece in every direction. So what we're gonna do is, yeah, that looks pretty damn solid. I'm gonna tie this down somewhere And then we have this other silver coil, Heady coil, that we can use to accent something we've previously have, and or layer on top of another flow or pattern that we have made. So, alright, so this piece that we have here has nowhere to really go. So I'm gonna follow this crazy curve in the back and bend it back sort of in and on itself, and we'll see what happens. They cowling me. I'm rapping though. Alright, so this looks like a seahorse, sea dragon, very unique layering. I see and I assess the situation, see how we may come to finish this wrap, or look at that. That's pretty damn good. So what I'm thinking is just say curving these two ends to meet so that it is Shazam, something like that. That's fucking beautiful, damn. With that curve, something like that, and then we have all these other puzzle pieces to add in there, and we can make them all work. Should we do another heady curve with this? But which way is the question? What? And we also must take in note that we do not have much to work with here. So, the safest thing to do is to really just tie it down somewhere. But we gotta give it that swerve. You know what I'm saying? Gotta give it that headiness. And you know what? If it doesn't work, it's all your fault. And then you just move on from it. Alright, so maybe we can leave that right there. We got that super heady little detail. It's all in the little details. We don't have much to work with. We just made even less to work with. But we can maybe get some more wire to tie it down and maybe do some more curves and some more layering. So I'm going to push this back a little bit into the background. Take a really nice shape. And let's keep on going. Alright, this is just calling to me to give this a nice bend. We're going to give this a bend towards the middle, and then we're going to give it one hard ass curve. Oh shit. Alright. So I wasn't really paying attention, but I really was. That we don't have a lot of material here. We run into mistakes. How can we recover from this? Very easy. You just keep on going. You know what? We just gotta work with what we got. So now you see how running out of material there, gotta keep it moving. Alright, so we're gonna take this wire, get it as close to that one. We're gonna tie these two pieces together. Nope, never mind. It's not heady enough. Alright, we are gonna do that, but we need some half round. We gotta give some strength to this piece, or to this next section, because there's not a lot of material. Alright, so we're gonna take 1, 2, we're gonna take 2 from this side and 1 from this side. Gotta straighten some of these out and tie all these lovely pieces of wire together. Get that half round, slowly get that shape. Pull them nice and tight. Make sure they stay flat. Use your pliers. Gently squeeze, keep them all flat. Do one more pass around, gently squeeze, slide it down gently. So we have this curve. If we slide this down, we're just going to push that curve down. So we got to hold on nice and tight, gently push and pull. Just do it gently, man. Don't want to force anything. How does that look? That looks incredible. I might call this one finished. But we got all this extra wire here. What are we gonna do with it? The best thing to do is to keep it as minimal as possible. You know, just keep the lines going in one direction. Keep the flow of it going in one direction. If you hit like a block on like what to do, start another piece. That's what I always do. Or take a break. I usually just start another piece because I don't want to ever stop wire wrapping. I'm addicted. No, I'm not addicted. I'm just fascinated with making art and, you know, the process of making it and just putting things together. It's definitely a lot of fun. And you definitely surprise yourself. Like, this is such a surprise. I did not think it was going to turn out this good. Just keep rocking it. Like, look at these heady swirls, these heady curves. It's so pretty. Okay, so this middle piece that we have right here, it's like a problem and not a problem. What we're gonna do is give these two bad boys some space, and then I'm just gonna bend this back on itself so it's towards the back of the pendant, and I'm gonna make sure it's nice and flat up against that side right there so that it's not in the way or visible. And then we have this other piece, and I want to keep that swirl, so I'm gonna replace that middle piece with the piece that's making the swirl. This is gonna give it some real strength, I hope. Oh hell yeah. What I'm gonna do, this is definitely gonna be the bail. As you can see, it's already shaping itself. So we have that. Bend this back so that's now the bail, and look at that. So we have this little wire meeting back up with these wires. We're just gonna keep it nice and simple. Have them meet up again and be friends. So I just got to keep going on this piece. We're going to clip this. See this little piece? We're going to have it end on the inside so that it's not touching the back. Whoa, even the back looks sweet. Cool. So bend it on the inside. Very nice flow. We're going to make this, I don't know, man. I want to use all these other pieces too, but I don't want to overdo it. Okay, so what we're gonna do, because this piece is a little flimsy, we gotta tie that down pronto, or else we're gonna run into problems later. And what I'm feeling is using this coil. Damn. Get that tied in there. So this is like surgery here. We got this super thin wire here, and we gotta make it somehow tie it into itself, but make it look as clean as possible. I'm gonna have to take a break real quick. We'll be right back after these messages. Alright, and we're back in action. Trying to figure out how to get this piece. I may just solder it because I bought some solder and I've been meaning to begin using that in my wire practice, my wire crafting, because sometimes it's like designs like this where you can't really mess with the integrity of these wires, or else it could just come undone, or it's just gonna look like Shibuji. So I may just solder it for, you know, heady reasons. I'm trying to make this a super heady wire wrap, and there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to solder it. But this is a wire wrapping tutorial. Well, I'm gonna solder it anyway and see what happens. But we're still going to put this coil in said position. Okay. So this is where we're at right now. Got that, almost got this first coil where it needs to be. Gently fasten it down. Snip that excess. Next, I would like to add this other coil, maybe right there, maybe like this. I do like to have the coils sometimes come from the same area. Just gives it like a nice, like a flowering effect. But I don't think it's long enough right now. I mean, that does look pretty damn cool. So we're just gonna have to make it work. So this is where the soldering would, I think, would be very effective in some of these pieces that I make. Because right now, this piece doesn't have enough length and there's nothing to tie it down over here. So what could work is that solder, melt it on there. But let's see, let's work with what we got. We can do this. Okay, I see what we can do with that heady loop that we made. Now we can tie that down to there. Alright, so this coil is giving me a little bit of a problem because I don't have much to work with. So we're going to be following this curve, making a loop, bending it back on itself, and then into the curve. So feeding, right now I'm feeding the wire through the curve. It's going to have a nice little curvature to it. It's going to be doing the same thing that these are doing over here. Have it come back through the middle, gently pull it through. We're going to make it go back through that same section. We're just going to tie this piece down because I have no other option. Alright, that looks amazing. What can we do next? Can we add more pieces? Hell yeah, we can. Gotta blow your own mind. So I'm gonna use this piece here and fill in this gap. It just fits so very nice. No more gap. Tons of flow. Just gotta figure out how we're gonna tie this one down, because there's a lot going on already right here. We gotta take a risk right here. We gotta figure out which way to bend this so it's not blocking this stone over here. And you could do so many, like we could bend it back on itself, but once you have it like already weaved, it's like really risky, because then you can't, there's no going back. Okay, crazy ass bend. I wanted to do what it naturally wants itself to do. Oh yeah. Alright, so I simply just tied down one of these posts as best as I could. There's not much room for anything right now. Just making it work. Now this post in the back, I do not know what to do with it this very second. Alright, so we're super close to finishing this project. I don't want to add much more onto this piece. There's a lot of potential to add more, but we just want to keep this one I guess, you know, complete as it is. We have a lot going on already, so let's just finish this piece. This is already a lot of work. And I'm definitely going to get my solder and solder some of these pieces, at least try it out, because I have not used it yet, and it would help for the final touch. I mean, why not? Gotta use what you got. I think it'd make it look really, really nice. Cutting off the excess and just tying everything else down. That flows very nicely like that. We just want to seamlessly tie these pieces down somewhere, and so that it looks good while we do that. So the only option I see is taking some of these wires, pulling it through here. Take some of the longer ones, and then we'll figure out what to do with the short ones. Give it a nice little heady curve, and then just have it end at the back. Have it tucked as best as possible so that there's no scratching or scraping of the wire. The shorter ones, you can't really see them, but we're just going to do the classic loop into itself. I'll zoom in on it for you guys. Classic loop ending into itself onto the inside so that there is no scratching or scraping. Now I'm just going to clip these short because I want to just simply finish this piece. Do a nice curve. They're all going to have these nice little curves in, or has like a bail, some decor for the bail. We're going to clip this excess. And then just bend it on the inside, clamp it down. So we got two more pieces of wire back here, and I'm not sure exactly what to do. So we're just following the flow of the wire pretty much the entire time. What can we do with this end? Can we just end it right there? Yes, we can. Got one more piece. I think we could just do the old-fashioned loop into itself and call it a day. Yeah, that's it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to solder some of the back of it, this piece probably to that piece right here, just because it's not sitting the way I'd like it to. And it'll just give it a nice stronger feel, because it's still loose. I didn't tie it down or anything, but overall it looks pretty damn good. So that's the Heady Pendant. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in another video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. See you guys later.